We acknowledge that we are on the ancestral and unceded lands of the Lenapehoking, the traditional territory of the Lenape people. We honor the Lenape people, past, present, and future, and recognize their deep connection to this land, which has endured despite centuries of displacement, erasure, and systemic oppression. We acknowledge the historical and intergenerational trauma inflicted upon the Lenape and other indigenous peoples through colonization, forced removal, and cultural genocide. With humility and respect, we commit to ongoing learning, reflection, and actions that support healing, justice, and indigenous sovereignty. Hi, everyone. My husband and I are sharing a workspace. Our office is in our bedroom. And so the typing that you hear in the background is my husband typing away at some work that he's getting done. So I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you who donated, who have donated to my campaign. The funds are going to help me do the very necessary work that has to get done. We see, domestic violence in the news. We see domestic violence taking center stage. We see domestic violence happening in our communities. We see domestic violence happening in our workspaces. We see domestic violence happening on a massive scale, on a macro level. We also see sexual violence happening everywhere. We see that survivors are not getting the help that they need. We have increased our awareness on human trafficking, but we're still not focusing on the parts of human trafficking that should be focused on. We're still not focusing on the precursors that leave someone vulnerable to be trafficked and empower those who choose to traffic. And I am referring to adults as well as children. And so all of that work has to get done, right? And so I'm a firm believer that my knowledge is useless. My expertise is useless. The hundreds and thousands of hours that I've dedicated to my education and the thousands of hours that I've dedicated to working with survivors one-on-one directly, all of that means nothing if I just sit on the knowledge that I have, if I just sit on the amount of dedication that I've poured into my career and do not continue to feed it, do not continue to see it flourish. And I am very well aware of the power that I hold. And I always want to make sure that I use that power wisely. That's what comes with privilege, right? When we have privilege, it's our responsibility to not misuse it, but to use it responsibly, to use it in a way that empowers and uplifts others. That's the point of having privilege. And if I have this education and this privilege at my disposal and I just sit on it, I'm doing a huge disservice. Now, I'm not much. I mean, people who I've had people who have sat in my trainings and have asked me if I'm religious or if I believe in God, or have assumed that I am not religious or that I don't believe in God. And so the fact is that I facilitate my trainings facts first, facts only. Because when we use really personal things and include them in the conversations, things that not everyone can relate to, sometimes things get lost in translation. And so I leave out, usually my religious views, my spiritual views, and I use predominantly facts only. I am a storyteller, so I do tell parts of my story. And lean heavily on parts of my journey, of my recovery journey, that have allowed me to grow from the experiences that I've had. But I don't usually comment on my religious views, but I'm going to comment this time. My favorite parable is the parable of the talents in the Bible. And what it says is that you're given talents, and it is quite sad if you are given those talents and you do nothing with those talents. And so part of my walking in this journey and my confidence is that I understand I have some talents, and I am sure that I will be using every single one of my talents before I leave this earth, before I depart from this plane. And so your donations help me do that. Your donations help me do the work that I believe I was put on this planet to do, the work that I am good at. I don't think I'd be good at anything else. The work that I am, that needs to be done, and the work that I pour my entire being into doing. Because the fact is that if this work doesn't get done, we are going to continue to see our communities break down as a result of gender-based violence. We're going to continue to see policymakers who are as guilty as any other person who chooses to perpetrate this harm on others continue to sit in positions of power and continue to silence those of us that critique them. And so by raising awareness and by creating community spaces of community education, that is me doing my part and my share. So again, thank you for the donations. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm humbled from the bottom of my heart with all the love and support that I have received. Thank you.